At Dolphin Financial Group, one of our main tasks is creating retirement income plans. We design these plans to not only provide income to retirees, but to also withstand potential problems that we often refer to as punches. Take a look at our video on the 3 punches and you'll learn more about 3 common pitfalls that people face. What we have found is that when people are retired, they do not want to go back to work. Therefore, it is important to make sure the income needed is there for as long as the retiree is living. One of the greatest threats to a continued lifetime income stream is known as sequence risk. Sequence risk is the term we use to describe the situation in which the order or the sequence of the investment returns you get each year can dramatically impact the length of time your income will last. Let's use an example in order to illustrate this critical risk factor. First, let's start with 2 identical couples, each beginning retirement with a nest egg of about $600,000. Let's also assume they need $30,000 to live each and every year. Since we're trying to plan effectively, let's add a cost of living adjustment each year of 3%. So that means they will take out 3% more year over year to cover their living expenses. Finally, let's establish an average return of their portfolio of about 10%. Now, if an investment advisor approaches you suggesting a 10.4% return, make sure you question and understand what is meant by that. We are only using this for illustration purposes and are not suggesting that this return level is realistic. It's just easy for us to illustrate it this way. So let's recap. Both couples are starting with the same pool of money. They are both taking out the same amount over time as well. And finally, they are both getting the same average return. So let's see what happens to their portfolios. As you probably noticed, Couple A has turned their $600,000 into almost $2 million, while Couple B has completely run out of money. If all the variables are the same, how is it possible to experience such a disparity? Well, not every variable is the same. The key difference is the order or sequence of the annual returns. If you look closely, you'll see that the actual returns are identical except for one fact. They are inverted or reversed. So while the average returns over time are the same since the numbers are the same, the actual dollar amounts of returns are very different. This is because in Portfolio B, which completely runs out of money, the negative returns were experienced in the early years. The portfolio is unable to recover from this. If the couples were not touching the money in these portfolios, you wouldn't see any difference between them over the 20-year period. However, these couples are pulling income out of their portfolio to live each year, no matter what. If the market brings their portfolio down, the need for income doesn't stop. The withdrawal for income puts even further downward pressure on the portfolio, making it even more difficult to recover. Let's put this in real terms. Think about what happened in 2008 when many retirees lost 20%, 30%, or even more in their portfolio in just that 1 year. Did their need to draw income from these portfolios go away? Probably not. So they pulled money out of the portfolio when it was way at the bottom. You could see how that makes it exponentially more difficult to recover to the higher portfolio balance. So now you can see the potential damaging effects of sequence risk. There is a simple way to avoid sequence risk when creating a retirement income plan. You can build an income plan that does not involve withdrawing from a pool of money that is subject to downside risk. In other words, if you're going to be drawing absolutely necessary income, you avoid putting that money at risk. It might sound simple, and sometimes it is. However, not everyone has a limitless supply of money that they can keep under their pillow and pull from each year. Therefore, the key is to use a variety of tools and tactics that combine to create an income plan that isn't subject to sequence risk. For starters, it's important to understand where your assets are and if they are even at risk. We recommend you watch our video on the color of money, which goes into detail about asset risks. Once you know where your money is and how much risk you are taking, the next step is to build an income plan. Creating income plans that factor in sequence risk is something that Dolphin Financial Group specializes in. There are several strategies used to create this, and we'd be more than happy to see if any fit your situation. Don't let sequence risk derail your retirement. Give us a call and set up your income plan today.